Why, hello there, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Chatting with Doug and Rob. We're back this week. Guess who's
Yeah,
back? Back
the band's
again.
back
From
together.
outer
It
space.
is.
And we saw an actual good Sonic movie this year.
Woo! And it is very windy in the Windy City today, too. I'm a
Yeah,
little
it is.
concerned. I've had my lights
Very.
flash a couple of times, but
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Hasn't
yeah.
happened here yet.
we're moving on. Right now, there's still internet and everything's fine, so we're great. We're great. Speaking of great, y'all, level 2 of this hype train. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Choo choo.
Woo! So
Choo-choo.
why don't we get down to some of the rules so we can get started with these questions because you all.
defeat
Yeah,
the Huns.
teacher.
Yes, yes. We have a whole bunch of questions already here because I think people just have been holding on to their questions.
Yeah,
Um,
holy shit.
So first and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. At the end of streams, sometimes we do have time to answer highlighted questions, but we won't be able to get to it towards the end. So if you highlight your question now, I'm not going to be able to scroll back up because it's a live feed, so I can't scroll back up.
We will get to it at the end. The ones at the end.
Yes, yes,
I might
yes,
put
yes.
that backwards. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Um,
My ears are dyslexic too.
yeah, no. So yeah. Please do not repeat the same questions over and over again in a chat. You could get timed out or even banned if you're going to keep doing it. I do have a list of the big questions, so if you feel like we've missed it, we probably haven't. Well, we probably just get behind. Sometimes we can get up to like 45 minutes to an hour behind. I do have a list. We will get to it. Repeating it will not help you get it towards the front of the line. Please avoid spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see things like Sonic 2 yet, and there's a pretty big reveal in the mid credits there, so don't be that person who reveals that.
Fantastic Beasts 3.
No,
Everyone's going to be talking about it.
you're right. Sorry.
That's still a thing.
It is.
It
still
won't
a
be for
thing.
long.
Please keep your questions short and to the point. The longer they are, the more likely we are to miss the point. So just keep it short and to the point. Please make sure, this is a fairly new one we've been saying, maybe check to see if someone else hasn't already asked the question that you want to ask. I know there's a couple of big things that have been going on, and we just always feel bad if you're the fifth person to ask the question, and we just have to go, all right, well, we've answered that already. Here's the short
Yes, I saw
version. Bye.
Endgame.
Wow, Doug, yes, you did see Endgame. Good for you. Cool, great. I think that's it then.
I think we're good.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Let's jump into it then. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Greetings, you extraterrestrial beings from Planet Awesome. How you doing?
Good.
We are good. We are
Freshly
not
baked.
aliens. Silence.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 24 months. Sorry, it's 16 months in a row, but 24-month subscription.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. We really appreciate that. And they say, how long do you think it will be before you review Spider-Man No Way Home?
Not too long. We're reviewing one other obscure animated film. We got pretty big
We
animated
got
film.
plans.
Well, okay, it's 20 years old. It's coming out. 20-year-old animated film is next. So see if you can guess it. Then we have an obscure animated film that just came out, and then some other one I don't know yet, and then No Way Home. So it's coming up. It'll be after this one. Will be the next one with the cast in it. I think that's the plan. Things change.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What was your overall favorite episode of Peacemaker?
I just got back into watching it again, so don't ask
Ah.
me. I'm like 4 episodes in.
Probably the second to last episode for me.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one, but like any of those final 3 were all really good, but we kind of I binged watched it with my wife, so they kind of blended together. So I'm not sure which one, but the last 3 episodes were all really solid.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your thoughts on Singing in the Rain?
It's fine if you want to get wet.
Sorry. No
How
one
dare
take that
you
out
laugh
of
after that?
context. No one take that out of
Please,
context.
I can't believe she laughed at that.
Sorry.
You didn't even throw on an "Am I Right, Boys?" I respect the hell out of it. As a film, I just like it. that's not my type of musical where it's like, I'm in a great mood. Let's just sing about what a great mood it is, and let's just no connection to the story at all. That's just not my kind of musical. But it's amazing. It's a phenomenal, like work of art. And it's got some good comedy and everything. So I do like it, but I don't love it.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, what do you think Pinocchio's character will be like in the live-action remake?
Which one? Aren't there like 3?
Maybe the Disney one?
I hope he's like Pauly Shore. That's all you can hope for.
That's what
Can
everyone
we get one
always
where
thought.
Pinocchio is played by Warwick Davis and it's like Leprechaun? That'd be great.
Where's me nose?
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, what would you say? Sorry, let me try that again. What would you say is your favorite video game movie? Sonic 2, Angry Birds 2, or Detective Pikachu? I'm personally a Detective Pikachu person, but I know it's not everyone's, so.
Just for the nostalgia. So Angry Birds 2 is better made, but I think for the nostalgia, probably Sonic 2. It was just so cool seeing them all fight at the end. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that stuff.
Sailor Aaron, thank you so much for that 15-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. And they say, woohoo, 15 months and going strong. Hope everyone here is having a super awesome week because I love being here with awesome, amazing people like you guys.
Oh, back at you.
Thank
Thank you.
When they show up, we'll let you know.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, you'll probably hate me for this, but I actually like the humans in Sonic 2. Keep in mind, there have been pieces of Sonic media that have humans in a major part. The difference between most of those and this is that they make you care for the humans in the movie.
I didn't get into them, though there was a strange respect I had for
The
just
trollishness
how
of that wedding.
trollish that middle part
How they
was.
doubled down.
I
It's like,
mean-
no, you're stuck with these people.
We
You're
just
gonna get up and leave? We dare you.
Because it's not even like James Marsden, it's like
The B characters in the James
the B
Marsden
characters
side of the
of the
story.
B characters. So that just so fascinated me, and my inner troll was kind
I'm
of
not gonna lie, and I hated the humans most of all in the first one, and I didn't like them that much in this one. But I was with you, Doug. I'm like, you know what? I think now I just kind of respect this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm laughing at how trollish this is. It almost works in a backwards kind of circular way.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. Nice to see you guys again. Stuck at home with COVID, so need to cheer me up. My question is, Doug, do you remember what it was like living overseas?
I don't. I was a baby. Rob probably remembers.
I do.
A little bit. Yeah.
It was. We were in Naples, so it's southern Italy is really different.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember we were kind of in a swamp. You could see Mount Vesuvius in the background. There were water buffalo because you could get actual buffalo mozzarella, which is how you make it. It's buffalo milk, and everything was a little. I don't want to diss Italy. I'll just say I remember at one point my dad wanted some potholes fixed in the dirt driveway, so they poured old shards of pottery in it and covered it up with a bit of dirt. So the tires were running over these sharp shards of pottery, and I was like, "That's just kind of how."
It's like
things
the
went down
exact
there.
opposite what you're supposed to do, fill up a hole, not with sharp.
Yeah,
objects.
it just everything at least down south in Italy ran on a different kind of wavelength. It's almost like how they talk about island time. So it's kind of like that, but it was really pretty.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits with some very important piece of information here. Sonic 2 is at a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nice.
I tried to make it a 70%.
What was
but,
the first one at?
I can't remember. I mean, it got positive review. I think it was about the same. It was like 60s or 70s, I think.
It blows my mind that the first one would get higher reviews than the second one, but whatever.
Where were the outliers, I think, on that?
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which James Gunn superhero pair of movies/shows was your favorite? Guardians of the Galaxy movies or The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker?
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, me too.
I
really
love
like
the other
Suicide
two
Squad
as
a lot,
well,
yeah.
but those are still my favorite.
Chad is also saying that Sonic 1 was at a 63%.
Oh, it was lower. Okay.
Good.
was
You know
lower.
what? That makes me feel better because I'm like, no, this movie is objectively way better. How dare the critics not respect it?
63% critics, 93% audience. Thank you for the
So just switch
specification,
this
that
out. There we
designer.
go.
Listen, Rotten Tomatoes, you always got to go with the audience score. It's not like they can be trolled at all, okay? So,
Lady Houndoom, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Hi, so what exactly was in the glass that Doug had to drink from? I assume fruits and vegetables with some water and a squirt or two of chocolate syrup for the color, but I want to be sure how grossed out to be when I rewatch in the future.
Oh, it's shit. I'm a method actor. I wouldn't drink anything else. No,
but it's his own shit, so he can't make himself ill.
I'll say it was so simple. It was just coffee and chili. That's it.
Chili?
Like, yeah, chili. And
The
that's
weird
it,
thing
like,
is,
out of the
like,
can.
you can actually put coffee in chili as an ingredient, and it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
This was not tasty. I did have to take a sip every couple times, but yeah, it was surprisingly simple.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Morgan Freeman role/film? Personally, while I think the film's decent or enjoyable at best, I think he was born to play God in Bruce Almighty.
Damn. Like, he's done so many things.
I mean, Shawshank's the one that springs to my mind.
Yeah,
he was good in Driving Miss Daisy. It's just that movie itself's a little.
Yeah, I'd have to like just look at a list of movies because he's just done so many.
I mean, he wasn't the main role in Unforgiven, but he was decent in that.
I liked him on Unforgiven. Yeah. Oh, Seven, he was pretty good.
Oh, Seven. Yeah. Oh, he's amazing in Seven.
Yeah. You know what? I do really like him in Shawshank, though. I'll probably go with Shawshank.
I'll go with Seven just so we can cover both.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. It's sad that Gilbert Gottfried is gone now.
Right.
Yeah.
What a shame! I can't believe it. I'm sorry. Had to do one impression.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. In my opinion, the film Scoob gets way too much hate. I know it's not perfect, but the animation is great. The writing is sharp. The characters aren't always spot on, but they're still very likable. I would have preferred Matthew Lillard to voice Shaggy in it, but I actually thought Will Forte did a fine job.
I agree.
I gotta get around and see that. Yeah, I know you and Brad disagree with it.
It is really divisive. Like, I'll say
I was moving, I think, at that point, so I never actually got to see it. But I remember thinking like, oh, the trailer actually doesn't look that bad, and Brad's just like, I didn't like, and then you were just like, oh, it was pretty good. So
yeah, I'll say this: people that like it don't love it; they just like it. And people that don't like it hate it, like they really actively hate it. So, yeah, I guess there's no real middle ground for it.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. Brian Hall, who replaced Adam Sandler as Dracula in the fourth film, sang an awesome parody of Hotel California called Hotel Transylvania for his YouTube channel. I think you both would love it. Have either of you seen it yet?
No.
That's funny. No. Sounds like fun.
He did a good job replacing Sandler. Like, I really don't know if I'd be able to tell.
Why?
If not,
was it budget? Did they just were like, we don't want to pay for Sandler? Or?
I doubt. I'm just assuming he was doing something else. It was also an Amazon movie. It has to deal with Netflix, so maybe that's.
I'm on vacation somewhere with all of my old comedy friends doing something terrible for Netflix. I can't be in the recording booth.
But yeah, no, I thought he did a very good job.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, your brother told us about your sorcery when you saw Sonic 2. Teach us how to use this power, Almighty Rob, the great and powerful.
Do you remember?
What?
Scene.
I said something, and then it. No! It was a scene where I was like getting so. I was at the wedding, and I was so sick of watching it, and I just held out my hand like this and pressed a button as if I were to hit like fast forward or skip. And the second I did that, it cut away to
I was
Sonic
just like,
again.
Jesus!
Because I said, I've had enough of this. Just cut back to Sonic, and I was like, ugh, click, and then it cut back to Sonic, and Doug was just like, holy shit, how did you do that?
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. Just checking to see if you've watched the two Simpsons episodes I recommended yet. They are Holidays of Future Past and A Serious Flanders. I know how busy you guys are. Don't mean to badger you.
No, but I will write it down this time. Holidays of Future Past, and what was the other one? Holiday Flanders?
A Serious Flanders.
A Serious Flanders. Okay, I'll check them out, because I have wanted to catch up on some of the more recent Simpsons.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite snack food? I love popcorn. Any
Man.
variations of it.
So
Sweet, salty.
there's this company in America that does pretzels. I think was it Snyder's of Hanover?
Ooh, yes.
And they do these pretzel pieces, which I think was a way for them, just like all the pieces of pretzels that break off and they throw out, they wanted to reuse them. So it's these little pretzel pieces that are hard, and they do one that's a honey mustard flavor. And I don't know what kind of crack they lace it with, but it's just like the perfect mixture of just like salty, a little sour because of the mustard, a little hint of spice, and then the sweetness of the honey. And it's like my favorite like snack thing.
That's a great
I don't
choice.
know. I don't know if this counts, but nachos, like
Sure.
just
That's
you
a
know,
good-
like at the movie theater, just a little thing of nachos with cheese. Like I don't know, it's hard to fuck that up. Even the worst nachos are still pretty good.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, how would you feel if Adam Sandler stopped doing comedy movies and only did dramas from here on forward?
He does
I mean,
comedy?
he's a good dramatic actor.
Yeah, he's fine.
One of his comedies are very abstract dramas. I never thought about
That would be amazing. Maybe we're approaching them wrong.
I'd be fine. I think he's very good at it.
I say that, but a lot of his early stuff I did find very funny. So
Matt Hannah, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think would make Aurora a more interesting princess in Sleeping Beauty?
anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if she had
Yeah.
any kind of
Screen how about this?
motivation.
Here's a big one. Screen time. If you look at that movie, it's and I don't have a problem with Maleficent, and I find the fairies very funny. I find their two dads very funny, but it's all about them. It's Prince Philip and Aurora get the least amount of screen time, I swear, in that movie. Prince Philip gets a bunch at the end, but he's like mute. It's basically
Yeah, no, his
Philip,
last line
don't
is
do
like,
this.
well, where do I find you? And that's like halfway through the movie. So, I mean, he at least does stuff.
He has a battle, but like he doesn't say anything. Then not once does he say like, to hell with you or something. Like, just
That would have been a cool line because she's like, all the powers of hell. You could be like, then to hell with you. That would have been really cool. But no, they're like,
that
just
would've been awesome.
no talking. Scene, not heard.
Yeah. And then he goes, he kisses her, they wake up, they look at each other, no words
It's still
exchanged.
no
cut to
words,
them-
yeah.
Cut to them dancing, and the final insult is that the final shot of that is a joke about the fairies changing the goddamn dress. It's all about the fairies.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. What did you think of the Captain Underpants theme song by Weird Al Yankovic? In my opinion, not only was it insanely catchy, but they could not have found a more perfect person to sing it, seeing how the film has the power of laughter, and Weird Al has been making people laugh with his song parodies for decades.
Weird Al's a
Yeah.
national treasure.
Yeah, and what's funny, I remember really liking it, but I saw the people did Phineas and Ferb did another show, I think called was it Murphy's Law or something like that. It's about Murphy, if Murphy was a kid and everything goes wrong around him and stuff. And I always thought the Phineas and Ferb theme song sounded like a Weird Al song, and they actually got Weird Al to do the theme song for that show for Murphy's Law.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty funny. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, Chad is saying it's Milo Murphy's Law.
That's it, Milo Murphy. Okay.
Mr. This Charming Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, have you ever considered making a review of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters? I think it's one of those movies that's so bad you can't help but love it. My dad gave a good summary after he saw it for the first time. It's poppycock, but it's entertaining poppycock.
Maybe for Halloween. We'll see.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, your Bobbleheads movie review yesterday was hilarious. The Amphibia reference with Brenda Song made me jump in my seat. Can't wait for you to watch Amphibia, maybe Rebels? Or maybe after Rebels?
I think that's the plan. Yeah, because I know it's a pretty big show, and there's a lot of episodes. It probably makes sense to do that next.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm surprised that Doug and Rob, you don't like San Francisco in the Sonic 1 movie because one of the most famous levels of Sonic games in Adventure 2 is taking place there. P.S. I hope that Doug will play Adventure 2 someday, even be on Twitch. It's the best 3D Sonic game with Shadow the Hedgehog, my favorite character's debut.
Look, if they had anything interesting in that movie, I would have been fine with San Francisco. But it's the fact we saw, you look at what they did in Sonic 2, where they're just galloping around the globe, and we see the mushroom world, not just at the very end, but I would have been
Snowboarding
fine.
down a mountain, he's fighting robots.
Yeah, but it's just we had all of this boredom of just him and James Marsden in a car, and then at the end it's oh, where are we going to film this? San Francisco. Like that's the issue. It's like if it was one of many levels, like if you did a video game like that, it's like we're gonna show you all sorts of crazy shit, and then it's nothing but one long car ride, and then at the end the final level San Francisco.
Imagine a whole
like,
Sonic game in San Francisco, then get back to me.
Yeah.
Turtle Power, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. Sorry if this is a little early, but would you consider featuring Rowan Atkinson's Barclay card commercials? It was a series of big-budget 90s ads where he played a bumbling spy who kept screwing up and was later adapted into a movie series.
I
know the movie series has to be Johnny English, I'm thinking, right?
I don't know.
But I didn't know that was based on it. Yeah, I haven't seen the commercials. I love Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. And Doug, how season 3 of Rebels do you like? Has your opinion of Kanan changed? This is how he begins to mature as a champion, meets Bendu, and of course, blue guy in white uniform.
Yeah, I love Bendu. He's cool.
Kanan
is not annoying. I'll give him that, but
he's
still not leaving him.
We've had this discussion.
Even when he goes blind, it's like I think a Toph, I think a Daredevil. Like, yeah, they can.
Like him just
spoilers, I guess.
Stuff, no. You can see that when you go to Disney Plus, you see him blind. So that's like, that's not a spoiler. Thrawn's in it too. He's on the front too. So just saying.
Thrawn. I'm gonna throw on this Grand Admiral.
Thrawn. Anyway, but even with the sight gone, it's like he just has the sight. It's not like Daredevil where it's like, okay, he has some limitation. There's something, or Toph, she has to feel the vibration. It's like he just has his sight. There's no reason to even have him blind. So I don't know. He still hasn't won me over, man.
I don't think he's the greatest character ever made, but I was like, I kept watching because I saw your hate for him, and I'm just like, boy, he's fine. Like, he's not much in the first season, but as it keeps going along, I'm like, yeah, I like him just fine.
Yeah, he grows.
He's just dead weight. I could be like, just get rid of him.
Oh, I feel like that about Ezra.
Really?
After he's gotten this, so season 2 and 3, I'm in the middle of season 3, and he's a lot better. But season 1, I'm just like, oh my God, I hate this kid. That was the one I hated. I was like, I hate this kid so much.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, guys. It feels like forever since you reviewed a truly awful movie for the NC, so yesterday's was a lot of fun. The pink pupils molested my soul, though.
Yeah, I was a lot Pepto-Bismol. That's how you get your eyes like that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Just saw your Fantastic Beasts 3 review. Thanks a lot for putting that horrifying image of Dan Fogler and Queenie being shoved in Dobby's shit into my brain. I'll never unsee it.
You're welcome. And somehow I worked in Disney Dogs.
Somehow. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I see you're freshly baked. What's the recipe to bake a hot and fresh Doug Walker?
A lot of dough.
A lot of dough.
A lot of
very
greens
white dough.
And a lot of dough, and bake for just the right amount of time until crispy.
Oh, so Malcolm levels.
Right, Malcolm levels.
Set the oven to Malcolm.
The Phantom Split, thank you for the 200 bits. Appreciate it. No message, just bits. Thank you.
Thank you.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can you give us just a clue to your next Nostalgia Critic video? Side note, will you still review the Rugrats movie?
I have it on the list. Maybe that'll be, because I have an in-between one coming up, like an editorial one. I'll be like, maybe I'll do that. It is a movie that came out. It's an anime movie, came out 20 years ago. It's actually, I can't believe it's been 20 years since this came out. But it's a good one.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. When you really think about it, Disney is more concerned about making the sets and the costumes look good in the remakes than the actual characters and story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been to their theme parks? I mean, the image is everything. And it works. People go see it. It's like, I just saw Lion King. Like, live action. It was exactly the same. And it's like, no, it isn't.
Mumrar, thank you for the 50 bits. How do you feel about putting 20-second recaps before franchise sequels like Marvel movies to catch old and new fans up like they do for the streaming series?
Like before the movie starts, or like in theaters?
Yeah.
I mean, theatrically, I would think just, I don't know, do your research. I mean, I think most people do. But they usually try to work it into the dialogue. anytime dialogue starts with "Don't you remember?" or "As you know," I mean, you're gonna get a recap there. But I don't know. It makes more sense with TV because it's so many shows. But with movies, it's like you can just read like a summary, I think.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which member of the Doom Patrol do you identify with the most in terms of personality? Well, I mean, I don't. You're kind of not supposed to identify with. Well, no, they're all human type characters, but they have big flaws.
Yeah. Something. I swear I don't have multiple personality. Something about Jane.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Because there is something, I think, especially now, all of us can kind of get in our own bubble and our own worlds, and like social media kind of makes it very easy to do as well. That you can feel kind of isolated, but yet somehow you're not. There's these voices somehow everywhere with like social media and things you watch, and like your handful of friends and stuff like that. So something about that I kind of relate to. That's why I'm always like, dude, I gotta get out. I gotta talk to people. I gotta interact. I gotta go for a run. I gotta do something because it's way too easy to be stuck in your own bubble. I feel like it's important to talk to people you disagree with too, in my opinion.
Probably Cliff. Yeah, I'd say Cliff's probably the closest. Just, I'm not a person I'm not some angry Karen that goes and screams at people, but I do get internally frustrated where I'm like, God. And so whenever Cliff gets frustrated, I just feel that. I'm like, oh, I so identify. And I think Cliff deep down wants to do the right thing. It's just he kind of sucks at it. I feel there's a number of times I'm like, yeah, I want to do the right thing. And then it's just like, and I somehow fuck that up. Well, so.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. I've had a crappy day. I got yelled at work and it made me feel about 3 feet tall. Thank you, Doug, Rob, and Heather, for all you do to make crappy days more bearable.
Yeah, that only works if you're 1 foot tall. Then you'd feel great.
But yeah, sorry, man. We'll try our best to be funny. We'll start now because we clearly haven't been doing.
Don't let them give you any shit.
Rob already made that genius wet joke, so no, just kidding. Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, everyone. Hope you had a good week. One thing. Oh, God. Kingdom Hearts 4. Doug, what are your thoughts?
Heather was like, all right, before we start, you saw the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, right?
Kingdom Hearts 4, The Voyage Home.
I'm like, it's about a half hour in. We got our first question. Yeah, I thought it'd be earlier, too. I mean, I thought it looks cool. They don't show a ton.
No.
But the graphics are cool. Yeah, that's about all I can say. It looks neat.
Yeah, right. We don't really have much to judge it on yet, so
yeah.
I don't want to judge it yet.
Yeah.
Lady Houndoom, thank you for the 300 bits. Doug, do you think you would ever cover Once Upon a Mattress for Disney Simba at any point? It's super cheap and over the top, but I think it's still charming and hysterical. I didn't even know there was a movie adaptation of Once Upon a Mattress.
Say, I know.
I've only seen it as a play.
Yeah, it's a play, isn't it? Yeah, Disney, Once Upon a Mattress. Okay. 2005, apparently it came out.
I also like that that's also the porno parody version name. They're both the same.
It has... Oh, okay. It has Carol Burnett, Tracy Ullman, Zooey Deschanel. Okay.
What?
Matthew Morrison? Really? Huh. All right.
Okay,
Zooey
that's
Deschanel,
interesting.
I'm in.
I mean that's quite a cast. I guess it is 2005, but still.
Sailor Aaron.
That just makes you laugh. It's like 2005. I'm like, that's why Zooey Deschanel's in it.
That's why. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Hello, you terrific trio. How y'all doing? Okay, so Rob, did you and your friends get together and watch the final episode of Now and Then, Here and There yet? If you have, what are your thoughts? If not, I'll keep waiting.
What are my thoughts? What was stopping LaLaRue from doing any of that in the first place? We kind of were staring at each other. It's like, what a selfish bitch. I thought it was very good. Someday I will maybe track down the Japanese version because, and maybe it's the dub, but we all wanted to punch that kid in the face by the end of it. Like his naive sort of just chin up, cheer up outlook on everything. I'm like, kid, just shut up and let people process things. It's. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. It was definitely the body count alone made that anime definitely one I'm gonna remember.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Joker do you like more? Mark Hamill in Mask of the Phantasm, excluding the animated series, or Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight?
I probably like Hamill just because it is closest to the comics, but that's also apples and oranges.
Yeah, it is. I guess objectively Hamill because it's closer, but I mean, I don't know. Ledger really changed the way I looked at the Joker, so I guess on a personal level, I'll say him.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. How would each of you create your ideal burger?
I'd make it
first,
a cake.
I'd find a cow.
No, it's funny. You know those cakes that are shaped like burgers?
Yeah.
They're really good if you haven't had them. So
actually, that's true. The ones Jewel sells, yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, so there you go. Make a cake. It's a cake. It is.
Herbert Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. I hope Chaplin got a nice royalty check for the use of his likeness in the Bobbleheads movie.
Yeah, he...
I'm suing.
Yep, that's better than what I had. We'll go with that.
Jock's Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Doug, Heather, and not Ghost Rob. It feels like forever since you reviewed a truly awful movie for the NC, so yesterday's was a lot of fun. The pink pupils violated my soul, though. Oh, I think that was a repeat, yeah?
Oh, well, thank you again.
I'll take it back. No.
Favre Films, thank you for the 100 bits. A lot of theories going around about Doctor Strange 2. Do you guys have any of your own? No, because I just want to go in and experience it. Stop your conspiracy theories, internet.
My only theory is that I feel like it's... I hope I'm right about this, 100% right. My only theory is that I feel like it's going to be, at least whether good or bad, very interesting, because I don't know what would bring Sam Raimi out of Mothballs. Because, like, he's been on this kind of hiatus where it's like he produces a lot of stuff, but it's like, now I'm going to make a movie, buddy. All of a sudden, 10 years later, I'm like, they must have given him a reason. And I think having some creative control, I hope, would be the reason, because he generally gives this impression that he doesn't like the Hollywood studio system, and nobody's more controlling than Disney Marvel. So I'm like, they must have done something, or maybe it was a big fat paycheck. I don't know.
I'm hoping either X-Men or Fantastic Four are worked into it. So, like, you know, that's going to be the little end credit thing. Like, aside from that, I don't know. I can't wait to see. I'm with Heather. I'm like, I don't know. Just hope it's good.
Bruce Campbell cameo. That's my theory. And it's gonna be big. We're gonna be like, whoa.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. After waiting 3 damn weeks, I'll finally be able to see Everything Everywhere all at once. I'm so excited for it. I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it either. I hear it's really great too. Yeah, I'll try to check it out at some point.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, I'm embarrassed to admit this to you, but I've watched Thomas and the Magic Railroad a large amount of times in my childhood. Don't be embarrassed. That seems normal.
A lot of people have, yeah.
I was gonna say, why? Yeah.
Also, did you know there's a big chunk of extended footage that was left out of the film? Really explains the editing of the finished product we got.
Huh.
Probably.
I'm sure you're right. I'm never gonna look it up. I just don't have interest in Thomas. But I hear a lot of people grew up with it.
We're not the target audience. Yeah, we're not the target audience. We're now grown adults.
But I hear a lot of people that grew up with it like really have a strong connection. Like, it is a legit good show. That's what I hear, and I believe them, like the way they talk about it. So that's cool. But yeah, it's too late for me.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. With the tragic passing of the amazingly talented Gilbert Gottfried, I have to ask, what were your overall thoughts on the character of Iago from Aladdin?
He's one of the best things in that fucking movie.
He's amazing.
Yeah. And he's the only he's the only one that gets an arc in the sequel too. I mean, Return of Jafar is kind of weirdly about Iago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, they get so sick of his voice. As Iago, it didn't bother me. Honestly, for whatever reason, his voice really didn't get on my nerves. But, maybe because I have his voice. Maybe that's why. But regardless, I always thought he was very, very funny.
And one of the best Aristocrats jokes told ever.
Obsidian Fire, thank you for the 200 bits. With all the theme months you have you ever thought of a Planet of Apes month with a reboot trilogy and ending with the original?
Well, first of all, I feel like
I would be fascinated to talk about all the originals, because all the originals, it's such a weird arc.
But they've been
like,
talked
from the
about
first
so
one.
much, I feel
know.
like, and so well. And the new ones, I like the new ones. I'd be lying if I said I got like super into them to where I can really, really talk about. I can talk about them on a technical level. The last one I was blown away at how realistic they looked. Yeah,
The last
I like
one was my favorite, actually, of the new
Yeah.
set.
I like the new films, but I don't think enough to like really dive into them and dedicate a month to them.
And
But
we-
I mean,
we
I'd
already-
love to see someone else do it.
We already talked about the Burton one starring Father Stu, right?
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Which is the better Christopher Lloyd role in your opinion? Doc Brown or Judge Doom?
Doom. His whole
I'll say Doc Brown, actually, because I always have to remind myself he isn't that age. Like he was a lot
that is
younger.
true. They really did age him up in that. But like the physicality of Doom just makes me laugh every time. There isn't a moment on screen where he's just not odd. And the way he turns like Batman too, which I always love. He does this like whoosh. And then his smile, the teeth, like if you look at him even in the background of every scene in Roger Rabbit, he's always kind of doing something strange. And I don't know, they're both fantastic roles, but for a performance, I think like it feels like he put a little more just kind of strangeness into Doom, which I enjoy.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I would like to pay my respects to the legend Gilbert Gottfried. I grew up watching him and he's one of the funniest comedians of all time.
Yeah.
I love
mean,
Gilbert Gottfried.
I mean, who didn't grow up with Problem Child? That actually was my introduction to him. Was
That's right.
Yeah. You disgusting kid.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I have a specific request before you finish Jedi Fallen Order. I ask that you rewatch your NC video for Rogue One. Not the movie, your review with Chris Stuckman. If I tell you why, it'll spoil things, but just trust me, you'll laugh.
All right, before I finish Rogue One, before I finish Fallen Order, watch it. Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Okay, all right, watch it again.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried, aka Iago.
Yep.
Bad Motivations, thank you for the 28-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Didn't the guys whose one head shoved up the other's ass looked like a minotaur?
In Hancock. I'm hoping that's what they're talking about.
Actually, a little bit.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. The Bobbleheads movie looks so bad, I'd rather watch the first Suicide Squad movie, Morbius, the Chipmunks movie, Santa Claus 3, and Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles with a dash of Johnny Depp's Alice in Wonderland in a row. That's how bad that looks.
One of the middle ones I win. One of the middle ones was tougher. But yeah, all the others, yeah, I would watch those more.
Hi Noah guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Let me guess, one of the upcoming reviews is Pauly Shore Pinocchio movie?
Well, yeah.
Oh my God, Pauly Shore, I'm Pinocchio.
I'm like so used to giving clues, and then on a day where I'm tired, I'm just like, yeah. That's the 20-year-old one. No.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, great news. I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw Baron from Whisper of the Heart Music Box. I had to get it. $65 for it. Way better than online prices. It plays Country Roads.
Oh, that's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that movie's an underrated, like, Studio Ghibli gem.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Baron, was it Baron von Gikiken? Something like that.
Something like that. Candy Bar Johnson, thank you for the 50 bits. What we thinking, lads? Corpse Bride or Frankenweenie?
Oh, I like Frankenweenie more. But I do like the...
Wait, which one?
Oh, I'm assuming they're talking about the motion picture, the stop motion one.
Oh, okay.
Stop motion.
Keep in mind,
yeah,
I grew up with the original Frankenweenie, so...
Yeah, no, yeah, we both did. I like Corpse Bride. Okay, I'm like very middle of the road on it. But there's too much cool stuff for me to go add to it. But Frankenweenie, I think, just works all the way. I think it's a really charming movie.
Yeah, that's rough. I do actually like them both for different reasons. Maybe Frankenweenie.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. In the Morbius movie, it wasn't just Batman Begins they were ripping off. If you've seen the movie Dracula Untold, there were a couple of things they were ripping off from that film as well, like the bat bending.
You know damn well nobody has seen Dracula Untold.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I'll believe you though.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100.
You watched it, so we didn't have to.
Right, truly. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Continuing from an earlier post, now I have to get Louise.
Yes, that earlier post. I agree. I don't remember the earlier post, I'm sorry.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I know I won't shut up about Telltale's The Walking Dead, but it really will change the way you see story-driven games. Unlike your past games, you make big story choices with real consequences.
Cool. I will say bringing it up over and over isn't gonna sway me one way or the other, but yeah, it's up there for consideration.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you guys know if there's ever been a horror film where the protagonist is devoid of any emotion, so they never get scared or shocked?
Intentionally? There's a lot of movies where it's not intentional.
Sorry, I don't know why that got me.
There's a lot of times where the audience is like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if it counts as a horror film, but I guess in Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan, that's kind of his whole character. Like, you know, the T-1000, you know, or the Terminator.
But they are the movie monster, though.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if that counts. HAL 9000, I mean, you know, so there's,
He's
if
also
those
the
count,
movie monster.
yeah.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, now that you've seen Sonic 2, will you eventually make an NC review for the first film and then the second when it comes on Blu-ray?
I think I want to wait until the third one comes out. Like, I think it'd be fun to do like a Sonic month or something like that. Wait for all the movies to come out.
In the third one, James Marsden gets a terminal disease, and it looks like he's gonna die. But at the end, he survives.
I'm telling you, man. Just open with Phoenix kissing him, and boom, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, just pull a total X-Men. Take out Cyclops.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I watched the Halo series pilot on YouTube, and like Paramount Plus itself, it failed. I know a fair amount of the Halo franchise, and the biggest thing they did wrong was showing Master Chief's face. I cut the video before that was ruined for me. It's like Judge Dredd. Don't show the face. Don't waste your money, people.
I heard it. I know very little about Halo. I probably know more about Red vs.
You want to
Blue
watch the best
than
Halo movie? Just watch all of Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, but like, I guess people really don't like it. So yeah, if that was the one, like, this will get people to Paramount Plus. I don't think it's gonna work.
It did not bring the gamers.
I've never owned an Xbox. I've never really played Halo much at all. I don't, so yeah, I'm not the audience, but I'll believe gamers if they're just like, no, I know Halo and this blows.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. If you got a chance to change an appearance of a superhero or supervillain, what would you change about them? I would change Vixen's hair to an afro.
Oh, Wonder Woman, Cheetah, everything.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
I'm sure there's a bad one, but I can't think. I'll go with that too. Cheetah's pretty good. Oh no. I'll go to the first one. The God of War. When he was the mask on, if they could like put a shadow over the face so you don't see him, that'd be cool. But instead, you see his old man face sticking through, and it looks ridiculous. He looks like a decapitating, or just a falling apart Magneto. I don't know. So there you go.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, what are all of y'all's favorite musical bands or solo musicians?
God, I mean, like,
I was a huge System of a Down fan because
hell yeah.
And Oingo Boingo because I'm also a freak that way.
I mean, I guess it changes. Like sometimes, I mean, I guess a lot of metal stuff I like, and the generic stuff. I really liked Metallica and Rob Zombie, Slipknot, obviously. I did like System of a Down too. Nirvana, I like and stuff. I'm sure there's that's just a handful. I know there's a lot more, but there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Nirvana's definitely up there for me because we lived there back during their height.
Nice. I'm a big Evanescence fan, and I'm really digging on Billie Eilish right now. Her new album is fantastic. A Pagan Priest, thank you for the 100 bits. I vote that Doug speak like Gilbert for the rest of the broadcast, in memoriam.
How about
now, you Dutch
guest? Very kind to say I don't have the voice, and I don't think everyone else has the ears, so we will pass that. But thank you very much. Very kind of you.
I know, guys.
That is creepily good.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, for your next Untitled review show, will you do a triple review of The Bad Guys, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and Northman?
I think we're doing Bad Guys first, and then I think the following week we're doing the Cage movie. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for the Northman, but we'll see. I'll do my best, but yeah, we're trying to do one a week because they take a lot more than just a vlog now.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Once again, I feel like if Sony wants to do these villain/anti-hero films, they need to embrace the R rating. Not everything needs to be catered to everyone. Characters like Venom and Morbius aren't kid-friendly. I don't get Sony executives thinking.
I mean, I'd sell just for getting the characters right.
Yeah, like they're in such a bad position. I'm like, let's even start with that. Get the characters right, then we'll worry about the rating.
Jockscab, thank you for the 50 bits. August 12th of this year will mark the 10th anniversary of the original finale of Nostalgia Critic. What's your favorite review of that era?
Oh, like the first 4 years?
Tom and Jerry was one of mine.
Yeah,
I still see that We've Got to Have Money meme played around all the time.
I literally just put that in the review today. For,
what was it?
Dumbledore.
Oh, where did Taste the Rainbow motherfucker come from?
Care Bears.
Care Bears, that was another one I enjoyed. I saw that one played on the internet a couple times, like over the past couple years. I'm like, wow, it's so weird seeing something of ours that old pop up in someone else's video.
You know, I don't know. I've been doing this 15 years now, and it's like I remember some, but it's like that's 15 years to remember. I'd have to like look at a list. I'm really not sure. I'd have to look back again.
Oh, The Wizard. That was another one.
Wizard was fun, yeah.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Could you guys give a brief summary of what your typical workday looks like from waking up to going to sleep?
Wake up, whiskey, shower, whiskey.
Shower with
lunch, whiskey. Watch a really bad movie with whiskey. Type some jokes up while drunk with more whiskey, and then sleep in whiskey.
Cry into Ellie's fur at some point in the day. I don't know.
Ellie the dog just stares at me, just like, why are you doing this to yourself?
I mean, for me, it just varies day to day. I may have a calendar where like everything is planned out. I try to make Friday like an extra day where if like I need to work on just a side thing, I can, but even that's getting taken up. And as I get older, it does slow down. I do get more tired, sadly, but yeah, it's just every day it's like a different thing. Like I'll write something, sometimes film it the same day, then I'll like write the next review like the following day. We'll take a day to watch, you know, a movie. Editing probably takes the most amount of time.
That's why if you're getting tired, you need to switch from whiskey to the like shit like Not Your Dad's root beer or something. Something that has caffeine or a vodka and Red Bull.
Yeah.
You know, find that
Get some highballs in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm probably in the minority, but I would love to see another film that's like Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Why would
that's still one of my favorite. That's still one of my favorite Christmas carols.
That was my intro.
Mercifully short.
Yeah, and still pretty effective, honestly. So
we'll believe a cartoon mouse can cry.
I mean, they do, but they do stuff like that.
Can be redeemed.
I mean, they do stuff like that all the time. You look at Muppets. Muppets did literally the exact same thing. So they'll do stuff like that.
I like the Disney one better. I'm actually not gonna lie, but
yeah, no, me too. But they
Scrooge McDuck is just perfect. The casting, strangely enough, is perfect.
Yeah.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever not finished a movie just because it was so infuriating and annoying? Not even the NC could stand it.
I mean,
not that we both watched. We came to like Junior was really bad. Cat in the Hat was really I wanted to leave.
Mamma Mia was pretty rough.
Mamma Mia, Gem I really didn't like.
But not for the NC, but one where I was just like I already wasn't getting into it, and then when I saw how much was left, I'm like, oh fuck it, was Don't Look Up. I was just like, I already didn't want to see it, but
Academy Award nominated Don't Look Up, Doug.
DiCaprio and what's her name? Lawrence were doing a good job though, so I'm like, all right, they're keeping my interest a little bit, but everything else I wasn't liking. And when it looked like it was about to end, but it was still going, I'm like, oh, how long? It had another half hour. I'm like, oh, I'm going to sleep. I don't care how it ends.
That movie was god-awful.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your guys' opinion on the controversial finale of The Sopranos the first time you saw it?
I didn't like it. And
Yeah.
and it's fine because there definitely are shows and movies that can end like that. More movies than shows, because shows you have a lot of investment.
It bothered me less than Game of Thrones, I think.
But the problem with ending it there, the same thing with Lost, is that so much focus is on the details and how everything is set up. So much of the show is talking about what's going to be next, who's going to do what, who's going to handle what. So to have an ending like that where it just stops is not satisfying. Where you can definitely do a movie like that where it just stops, and it's like, yes, that makes sense. For the style of the movie, but for a show like that where everything was in the details, I don't think that's the way to stop it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who is your favorite Simpsons character outside of the main family?
Probably Mr. Burns. A toss-up between him and Krusty. They're both pretty funny.
Krusty's really good. I know I'm not supposed to say it, but I always did enjoy Apu. I'm just saying. He had a lot of really funny lines.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, will you watch Ambulance? From what I've heard, it's one of Michael Bay's best movies.
Yeah, what I love, I do want
to check that out.
It does look like fun, honestly, but they're saying, critics hate Michael Bay movies, but this has its highest score ever since The Rock, and everybody loves The Rock. That's literally how they were advertised. Like, they were kind of having fun with it. But both my wife and I look at each other like, I gotta see what the score is. I looked it up. It was something like 63, which is pretty funny. But no, it actually looked like fun. And I saw a neat little featurette about how they were getting a lot of these shots with like drone cameras and stuff like in the middle of these crashes. And it looked really impressive. I'm not going to lie. So I am curious to see it. I don't know if I'm going to have time to see it on the big screen.
I enjoyed pre-Transformers Michael Bay more often than not. So it was really after Transformers that I just was like, oh, I'm so sick of Michael Bay now. But if it's a return to that kind of form, I'm like, I might be all over it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever considered reviewing Rise of the Guardians? Just to see if it's held up the past 10 years. Criminally underrated animated film.
I got that on the list too. I forget if I had it for Christmas or maybe it was Easter. I don't know.
When we saw it.
I was half and half on it. But that is one I wouldn't mind seeing again. I do remember really loving Santa. that was a very unique Santa.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at the last Q&A you said you met one of the writers of The Simpsons. I'm just curious, who exactly and how did you meet them?
It was Mike Reiss, and he was very, very nice. He remembered me, because we met at 2 different cons, and we talked a bit, and when we met up again, I was going to say hi, but again, I'm like, I don't even remember if I told him my name or whatever, and he was just like, oh, hey, Doug, how's it going and stuff. I'm like, holy shit, Mike Reiss remembers me. That's so cool, because he also worked on, The Critic and stuff like that. Just super cool, sweet guy. And I remember for whatever reason, we talked about the movie Powder, and he was obsessed with the movie Powder. It was very strange. I don't even know who remembers that movie. I think somewhere we brought it up. He's like, he turned around. He's like, are you talking about the movie Powder? It was that's the only human being ever to do that.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. What are the last couple of songs you guys listened to recently?
What did I listen to? It's gonna sound weird. The Gonzo song, I'm gonna go back there someday. I listened to that in the car. So a weird last song to listen to.
It was Ace of Base, actually, because I've got the 80s and the 90s stations programmed into my radio. And nice. I kind of alternate between them. And the last thing I was on as I pulled in was Ace of Base.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Since Japan has the Super Mario amusement park, what do you think about Colombia having an Encanto amusement park and Africa having a Wakanda/Black Panther park?
That'd be cool. No complaints here.
I don't think Disney will allow it, but
no, but it'd be cool.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. 2 questions. 1, what the hell was in the cup that Malcolm gave you in yesterday's review?
Chili and coffee.
And 2, could you review They Live and Ghost Dad for Nostalgiaween?
I don't know if we want to touch Bill Cosby.
Something Bill Cosby never said. We did do Ghost Dad a while ago.
That's right. We did. What is it? Oh, Leonard Part 6. That's the one we did.
Yeah, but it's before all of that. So
when you watch it, expect no jokes about all of that.
Yeah, we'll do it again like Hancock. Put all the moments where we could have made a joke. What was the other one again?
They Live in Ghost Dad.
Oh, I think we have They Live on the list for maybe Halloween, because I love that movie.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you guys listen to Radiohead? If so, what are some of your favorite songs? I love Creep. I love Creep.
You know, I know I have. That's one of those bands where it's like, I know that name, and I know if I heard the songs, I'd be like, oh yeah, them, but...
I gotta go through the whole list, but I think Creep's probably the one that I can think of in the moment. I don't listen to them a lot, but I have heard some of their stuff.
I'd have to, like I said, I know the name, I just have to hear the songs again. I'm sure it's one I've heard a million times, but I don't connect it to the band, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yanzu, thank you for the 100 bits. So for all 3 of you, do you have any certain movies that can always make you tear up or downright cry? I've always had a hard time getting emotional at films, and the 2 that can make me tear up or cry are Zootopia and a documentary called The Fandom.
The ending of Fearless, which that whole movie is...
Fuck you! That was gonna be mine, you son of a bitch.
And, you know, I'll say this, as you get older, I'm 40 now, like, it does become easier to cry at stuff now. I was fucking watching...
Well, yeah, the closer you get to death, the more morose you get.
No, but I think Harold Ramis was talking about that when he was doing the commentary for Groundhog Day. He's like, I cry at this scene. I cry at this scene. He's like, I cry at everything now. I cry at X-Men. But the movie that I reviewed that's 20 years old, even that, watching that, I'm like, shit, it's hard not to get a little choked up at this.
There's parts of Millennium Actress that get to me. The ending of, I mean, I don't cry like a baby, but it always kind of makes me miss the ending of Tombstone. Wyatt and Doc, and just I love how it's not how you think, like those two, like how it would end. It's actually so uninteresting, like, you know,
that feels right somehow.
Yeah, well, there's like a great meme that I had posted the other day on my personal Facebook that shows like this guy chasing after a girl, and it's like the girl, it says a glorious death, and the guy, it says, you know, like great powerful king or warrior, and then, like, you know, the guy like stops him and it just says deadly diarrhea. Like, a lot of people just die of just the most, like, you know, inane things, and you would think they're gunslingers, you know. So there's just something about that ending, I'm like, huh.
and real quick, in Wolf's Rain, I won't give away the exact moment because it's kind of a spoiler, but it's one character on the ground and another character slowly walking
that's a good one.
To him. That was brutal.
If we're going that, because Heather will know what I'm talking about. Full Metal Alchemist. There's the middle, the end of it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, season 1. There's a certain character that gets taken out, and like they milk it for all it's worth, and I'm like, this is awful. Oh, and there was also the dog girl scene.
Right.
In that anime too. That was also really bad.
We might need to shorten our answers just a little bit because we're already 45 minutes behind. Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried, of course, an immensely talented and zany comedian with a memorable voice. He will be deeply missed. Why on earth are all the funniest, nicest people dying early? Horrible.
Well, so they can all make aristocrats jokes in heaven to make God laugh.
Aww.
He was bored, he wanted to laugh, so he's like, all of you work on together. Amuse me.
I love that. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Of the 4 big music stars featured in Blues Brothers, who was your favorite? Not as a person or for their music, but in regards to their appearance in the film. James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Cab Calloway, or Ray Charles?
Cab Calloway. I just love Cab Calloway.
I can't choose.
But they're all good. Aretha's good too. Like,
I really can't choose. I can't do it.
Ray Charles was great. Go on, get. It's my favorite.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. About the Ezra Miller debacle, if they're planning on recasting, I was looking forward to having someone that can replicate the awkward, nerdy humor and the average Joe look to Barry Allen.
What in
The Flash.
Justice League? Or yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Flash. I mean, I'm pretty sure that movie's done shooting.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Could you guys rank the 6 seasons of Lost from worst to best?
The final one is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think the first one's the best. Yeah, let's go
I think
backwards,
the first 2 seasons were probably my favorite.
Steel Bomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, so I'm flying into Chicago next weekend and wanted to ask what are some burger place recommendations or any restaurant recommendations in general that you guys have in mind. Kuma's Corner has the best burgers in Chicago. Very cool theme too.
A lot of people say Portillo's. I mean, that's good fast food burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, it's all deep dish pizza. Lou Malnati's, Gino's East. Pequod's is very good.
Hop on a train from Union Station, get off in Brookfield, and look up a place called Burger Antics.
Oh, yeah.
Best burgers in the city.
So
and
good.
It's a little hidden gem. Like, you're probably not going to see. They were written up in a couple of the, like, in the Tribune and stuff.
They're
but
phenomenal. Yeah.
Amazing burgers. Burger Antics, and I'm pretty sure it's Brookfield. And you can walk from the station there. It's like 2 or 3 blocks away.
Fire Blast Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, I'm a ridiculously huge fan of The Emperor's New Groove. I have an entire podcast dedicated to it. I was wondering if your opinion has changed any of the past 10 years, or is it still just okay to you? Either way is fine, just curious.
It's
about
the same.
I like
love
the performances. Yeah, the 2 villains. I do like John Goodman, but like it's really the 2 villains make that entire movie.
You know,
I'm not a fan of David Spade in that movie.
No, you know what it is? I put a lot of pressure on Disney as kind of like this iconic company, so I do judge it a little harsher. But honestly, just as like a run-of-the-mill movie, it's totally fine. You know, it's just because it has the Disney stamp on it that I judge it a little harsher. But even with that, it's okay. Yeah.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I've rewatched the Clone Wars series, and it's eerie how the politics and war is similar to real-world stuff, like how Obi-Wan and this Duchess have difference of opinions about politics, and despite how much they like each other, it puts a rift between them, or even villagers fighting for their homeland. Are you getting that from rewatching Rebels, Doug?
Well, watching it for the first time.
Rebels plays a little differently after Ukraine now, I'll say that. Like, I'm watching it now going like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't getting that connection. It's interesting. I'll watch it now thinking that. Because I still think, it's just Star Wars, Rebels, the Empire and stuff. But I would get that more with Clone Wars because there is more talk of politics.
The Raynard Show, thank you for the 100 bits. This question is for Rob. What's your favorite color?
Puce. No. Blue, probably.
No! Pink!
Yeah.
Professor God, thank you for the 50 bits. Between Doug and Rob, which one of you was more popular in high school? What type of gangs or cliques did you hang out with?
Gang. Well, we were with the ones that clicked. Yeah, we did musical theater.
I don't think I was ever really popular in high school. So college, I had a ton of friends, but high school, I just was like, yeah.
It depends where I was. Some places I fit in really great. I was like the class clown. Other places, like, I was the pain in the ass that wouldn't shut up dork. So it just depends.
I had a small clique of, I can only describe them as, like, you know, the artsy nerds, you know, who would, like, we'd wear weird clothing, sit in the corner, and then just talk about, like, you know, shit like independent movies and stuff, and how we all wanted to write the great American novel someday, and, you know, or become like great artistes, and it was pretentious as fuck. We were the ones, yeah, like trench coat, like smoking a clove behind the building, like those types.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you remember the animated 2006 film Monster House? I grew up loving it every Halloween. Maybe a Nostalgia-ween review?
Maybe. I remember liking it okay. It'd be interesting to watch it now with like that motion capture animation. I get the feeling that's not going to age well, but I should watch it again. It might be interesting.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, do you think you'll review Dougal sometime soon? It's insanely awful garbage.
I heard that. we'll see how Bobbleheads and then also this other obscure one that was mentioned before, so I don't know why I'm acting like it's a secret, does, if they do well, then it's like, yeah, we can open up more to that. If not, we gotta space them out a little bit more.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I see where you're coming from with the twist in Sonic 2, but the reason I actually didn't mind it too much is because I actually thought Natasha Rothwell, the wife's sister, was pretty funny. I thought she had good comedic delivery in both films. I've read some reviews, and many of them actually praise Rothwell for her performance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all those actors are fine. Even in the first film, all those actors are fine. It's more the material that they're given.
I'm watching a Sonic movie.
Though. Yeah.
Why do I want to watch somebody's failed wedding for 15 minutes?
Jockscab, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I have a suggestion for a palate cleanser game for Fridays in between Disney-cember games, one that you clearly ripped the naming convention off of for the new review show, the Untitled Goose Game.
We tried that, I think, a long time ago. And I thought it was like the start of the game, and I'm like, this is way too hard. It turns out we were in the middle of it. Like, Tamara actually got pretty far. So we were playing this game, and we were doing on Twitch, I think with Rob was there too. And we're just like, why is this so fucking hard? It's because it was like halfway through the game.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Johnny Depp should play the Eternal Warrior. That would be an amazing superhero to see him play alongside Vin Diesel.
I don't even know.
Johnny Depp's
is it one of the
be
Eternals?
Getting work?
The Eternal Warrior.
Eternal Warrior. All right, cool. Yeah, I never heard of it, so cool.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. An idea for your next Disney-cember, would you consider doing character retrospectives of some of the classic Disney characters? Similar to your Goofy editorial, you could do a quick history of the classic characters, as well as some minor and unknowns like Humphrey the Bear, Pete, Clarabelle Cow, etc., as well as top 5 Disney shorts with those characters.
Humphrey the Bear is one of my favorite characters.
Humphrey the Bear, yeah. No, there's a couple ideas I had. I'm like, oh, that might be fun. But A, I don't think it would get views. And like I said, we have sponsors. We want to get, enough, that they're getting their money's worth. And 2, I don't know how much interest I would have in the long term. Because I was talking about like that M&M's thing. I was thinking like, oh, that might be fun. Like, go into like the history of some of these commercial characters and stuff, and then I lost interest, and sometimes it comes back and sometimes it doesn't. So I try to do something where I feel like it can last a fair amount of time.
Yanzu, thank you for the 100 bits. I just wanted to give a movie recommendation really quick. So I saw this anime adaptation of Dracula from 1980 as a kid. It's called Dracula, Sovereign of the Damned. It's a trip, and I thought I had mentioned it as I never heard anyone talk about it, and I found it on VHS back in the early 2000s.
Never even heard of it.
Nice, I'll check it out.
Yeah, okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, anime and Dracula.
That's real vintage anime.
Yeah.
Obsidian Fire, thank you for the 235 bits. Just recently watched your Batman 89 review and was wondering if you've ever seen The Dark Knight Returns, the 2-parter is my personal favorite.
I think I rented it.
I haven't seen it.
And I think I got partway through it, but it was during a year. It was a very, very busy year, so I don't think I finished it. I remember liking it, but now everybody's saying it's like one of the best things ever made Batman related, so maybe I should check it out all the way.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I rewatched the 2000s Charlie's Angels movie, and it was wild to see Melissa McCarthy in a scene where Lucy Liu's character was going undercover in an office. Have you rewatched an oldish movie and was blown away by seeing a big actor in a background role, and what actor was it?
Sure, I have. Once Upon a Mattress with Zooey Deschanel. Just seeing that a couple minutes ago.
Good. It's not a great example, but Goodfellas. Samuel L. Jackson is in that movie for a tiny bit, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot he was in this.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 55 bits. Hey guys, good to see you all here. Been MIA with work in an interview with a Funimation voice actor. I love the callback to the Magic Voyage. It's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I'm surprised Felix the Cat wasn't on there, since you considered it one of the worst you sat through.
I mean, I was just going through trying to remember ones, so if, yeah, that's the extended vintage, that's in the back.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Rob, who had a better journey and character growth? Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz or Alice from Alice in Wonderland?
I mean, does
Alice learn anything?
Arc. Yeah, no, Dorothy, definitely. I think if Alice learned anything, that completely undercuts the whole point of the book, which is to not have a point.
I was going to say, that's almost the thing, like she learns about surrealism. I think that's the most she learns.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever watched any famous internet cartoons like Homestar Runner, Charlie the Unicorn, and anything by David Firth? Check out Salad Fingers. It's the creepiest cartoon I've ever seen.
That I haven't seen. I have seen whatchamacallit, the unicorn one. I
Yeah,
remember that being
Charlie
pretty
the
funny.
Unicorn.
And this is David Firth.
And I mean,
Okay.
who on the early internet has not watched Homestar Runner?
Yeah, I think we even made like a Trogdor joke in like think Ernest Scared Stupid or something like that. So and what's that little like squirrel that doesn't have the mouth but talks like this all the time?
Foamy.
Yeah, or the
God, I remember Foamy.
movies in 1 minute with bunnies. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And that rhymed too. So yeah, there were a couple we saw.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Rob. What are your thoughts on Jim Carrey's performance in Sonic 2 versus the first film? In my opinion, if this turns out to be his last role, it would be a good one for him to go out on.
Oh, I hope he still keeps doing it, because I don't care if he quits acting. He just let him be in Sonic movies. I thought it was great. I liked his performance in this one way better than the first, because like he's completely unhinged. I'm like, this is what I wanted. I went crazy, Robotnik.
Well,
So-
and it's motivated. He wants to get Sonic. In the first one, like, oh, he's zany. Why? In this
Why
one,
did
it's like,
we
he's
hire
not-
this
he's
guy?
crazy.
Nerf, nerf.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do we need an origin story for like just fucking throw him in the movie? No, I loved him in this movie. He had me. The first line where I just laughed out loud was something about like I have to day 365 of this Portobello Purgatory. Like I was like that. I'm like, this is amazing. Already, I'm just like, I have a good feeling about this.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's a popular show that everyone loved that you can't stand? For me, it's a tie between WandaVision and Steven Universe. I know, I'm sorry, but I can only take so much of people dicking around while it just leaves a horrible ending where the villain gets redemption when they don't deserve it.
WandaVision for me.
What was that? It was controversial too. My wife watched Curiosity. I hated it. The 13 Reasons, 13 the
I know what you're
Netflix
talking
show.
about.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's a
13 Reasons
lot.
Why was
Yeah,
that it?
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
It,
That-
oh,
that
I
shows
thought
a
it was
lot.
terrible. Yeah. No, no, and my wife hated it too, but she's a therapist, so she's like fascinated that this was out there. And she said the after featurette talking about like suicide and suicide prevention was far more interesting and far more helpful than like anything in the show.
100%. I watched the whole thing because I was still teaching middle school at the time, but it was not a great sit through.
No.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Disney bird do you find funnier, Zazu or Iago?
Oh, Iago.
Iago.
Yeah.
I love Rowan Atkinson, but come on, Iago. He's the bad guy, and bad guys are always going to be funnier.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Rob. What do you guys think about Jim Carrey announcing that he may be retiring?
I hope he just comes back for the Sonic movie.
Yeah, I'm sad only because of Sonic. Otherwise,
I'd
I'm
love
just like,
to see him in the
I'm like,
bat suit.
yeah,
because-
retire Jim, but just do Sonic movies.
Yeah,
Just that's all you need.
I think he even said, he's like, I'm retiring, I've done enough. And then they were asked, would you like to see Robotnik like in a fat suit? He said, oh yeah, I would do that. So that gives me hope.
Yeah. Please, dear God.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 55 bits. If you want an awfully bad animated movie on par with the Titanic movies, I'd recommend The Mighty Kong from 1998. It stars Jodie Benson and was Dudley Moore's last movie before he died. Even the Sherman Brothers did the music.
I think I remember seeing that in the video store because it looks like a little Warner Brothers or Disney movie. Like Kong's like, like to the little lady there, and it's like it looked bad. Maybe I'll check it out someday. I don't even know where I would find it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Anyone notice that Tamara's name kind of sounds like a name made up for a Bond girl, or at least like she's a gun manufacturer?
I like the gun.
Tamara
gun
Chambers.
Yeah, I can
Her
see
name
that
isn't
just
her
like-
name isn't a double entendre though, which is why she wouldn't be a good Bond girl.
No, but like, yeah, just like all these guns and like barrels. And my name's Tamara Chambers. It's like, yeah, I can totally see that.
But she'd be running the business, so then somebody would come in and it's like, Miss Chambers, and she like turns around and she's like,
Cocking a shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you'll be dropping the charges, and then like a trapdoor opens.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you find Vigilante funny or annoying in Peacemaker? I think he's hilarious. I love Vigilante.
I I think for the most part he's really funny. Occasionally I'm just like, he's slightly getting on my nerves, but no, I enjoyed him.
Yeah, I'm on episode 4. He's tolerable. He's wearing on me a little bit, but I think if I give him a chance, if I go through the whole thing, I'll like
his dark insanity sometimes just would really make me laugh.
Luke the Boss, thank you for the 50 bits. I just got here, so I don't know if this has been asked, but what did you think of Sonic 2? Rob, not for Doug, for Rob.
I really liked it. I like every Sonic fan that gave a shit for the first movie. I just want to like take their eyes wide open, like somebody got a red dragon, and be like, "Do you see? Do you see? This is what a good Sonic movie looks like." Like I thought it was great. The only part I didn't like was like the too much human stuff still, but it was still way less than the first one. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. Doug and I laughed out loud a lot. And it was one of those like kid matinee showings, and it was getting embarrassing because it's like the two grown ass adults laughing the loudest. So yeah, no, I liked it.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you heard of the webcomic Zoophobia? It's about a woman named Cameron who moves to a school to become a guardian counselor, but everyone at the school is an animal, and Cameron has zoophobia, a fear of animals.
Oh, okay. Oh, it looks kind of like Has-Been Hotel here a little bit. Yeah, and there's a lot of pictures where there's like crossover. Okay, I wonder if it's the same people. Looks neat.
Phantoms, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate that.
Thank you.
The Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. I saw Sonic 2 on Tuesday, and I found it better than the first. Is it safe to talk about the post-credit scene? Not yet. Give people a little bit longer. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I've been recently playing the new Borderlands game, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and it's great. It's based off the DLC for Borderlands 2. What other video game DLCs do you think should be a full game on its own?
I'm not the one to barely play games, man. I'm not the one to add. I have seen an ad for that Tiny Tina game, though. That looked really cool.
There was some controversy over it because some people liked it and some didn't, but I really liked the BioShock Infinite DLC that went back to Rapture. And I was just like, I enjoyed the hell out of that and how they kind of connected it together. And I was kind of like, boy, I kind of wish this was its own whole game, like wrap it up like a trilogy, because I kind of pretend that BioShock 2 never happened. So that would be one.
I was typing something, but I'll just say it out loud. Luke the Boss was like, why did you have to read my comment like that, Heather? They didn't specify the not Doug, just Rob about Sonic 2. They did say Rob. They said Rob, but then I added for the humor.
You hate humor. Doug. That's a normal human reaction to have with him.
This is why I'm freshly baked all the time.
Belle Emil Gold, thank you for the 95 bits. Appreciate that. Cool, thanks. Hi, Heather, too. I feel obligated to make this comment more interesting than it is. Just pretend this is attached to the first one, learning as I go. Love the Dark Toon series you started recently.
Oh, recently? God, that's like over a year old.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, I have no plans of doing more. I just kind of got burnt out, and I like doing the Untitled. The Untitled review show is like my new Dark Toons, honestly. That's like my new like kind of passion thing I'm really getting into. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, even looking over, I'm like, damn, I did a lot of these.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was more annoying with their studio meddling, Warner Brothers or Sony?
You'd have to ask the directors. Yeah, I don't know.
Hewlett,
yeah, sorry.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Loved your bobblehead review, Doug. Would love for you to tackle more bad cartoons. Just asking, what is the happiest movie ending you've ever seen? Just a film that gives you warm feelings every time you watch it and leaves you feeling great at the end.
I mean, it's gonna sound silly, but Snow White. I think that is like Wizard of Oz and Where the Wild Things Are. I think that is done entirely on emotion. So it's an incredibly emotional ending. It has a very emotionally tough moment to go through right before it, and it makes
That's some great,
no
terrifying
sense.
scenes too.
Yeah, no, and it doesn't make a lick of sense, and that's why it's so great. It's literally just writing your emotions, what your emotions want to see, and I think the music is great, and why does she have to leave? Why is she going with this almost perfect stranger? Why are they gonna now presumably get married? Where are they even going? But it's like that. It doesn't matter. It's what you want to see. You want to see her go bye-bye and ride off with the prince and the music.
She's actually a hostage and being ransomed
Yeah.
by the neighboring kingdom.
The prince is just paying like the ransom to the dwarves. So no, it's a I love that ending.
Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Also about the comic Zoophobia, Cameron can't leave the school because nobody can know of the school's existence.
Oh, neat.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. After the Doctor Strange trailer showed how insane Wanda is, yet she wonders why she's the villain.
I mean, I'll wait until I see the movie. I get a feeling some of that they're playing up. Though I guess I haven't seen the latest trailer, so yeah, which I'm honestly just gonna wait. If there's one that's like plastered in front of my face, I'll see it. But so far, it's like, here's this 30-second clip, here's this 20-second trailer, and I'm like, well, I'm not watching that. I don't care that much.
Phantoms, thank you for the 100 bits. No message, just bits. Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Devox, thank you for the 23-month subscription. Welcome back,
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. And they just say, Channel Awesome rocks.
You rock.
Great.
We all rock.
Jocks Cav, thank you for the 50 bits. Jesus, 2022 has been brutal with celebrity deaths so far. Bob Saget, Meatloaf, and now Gilbert Gottfried. We must protect William Shatner at all costs.
I mean, nobody's gonna be shocked if Shatner got. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
dude's
so
and I
unlike
don't know. He went into space. That's a
Yeah.
good note to go out on.
the difference with this year, like, there's some years where you're like, oh, the celebrity deaths have been brutal, and a lot of them are like people in their 70s and 80s, and I'm like, but Godfrey and like Saget just felt younger in a way where I'm just like, oh, that's kind of a shock.
And McDonald too. I know that was last.
Norm
year.
Macdonald too, yeah.
Yeah, I
like,
still kind of feel that one. Yeah.
you know, like the year Christopher Lee died, like I had a friend who was like, I just can't believe it. I was like, he was in his late 90s. I can. So.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Since we got the Kingpin and Daredevil back in the MCU, how can Kevin Feige bring back Kilgrave? And do it in a way that will blow people's minds?
I don't want him back. I thought that was the perfect amount.
Yeah.
We had him in that.
I agree.
Anything else, I think,
And
would
it's
take
such a
away from
singular performance from Ted.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Doug.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. Please tell me there's a first viewing of Bobbleheads. I would love to see Rob get revenge for Doug forcing him to watch Rapping Porky Pig.
that. You know, we
You're in
were.
luck.
Well, no, you're not. That one we did not.
Oh, that's right. It was the Pinocchio.
Yeah. We were going to, and I don't know. We were both.
We didn't, actually.
Yeah, because we had very little to say. That's the kind of bad it is. You're just
I
watching.
had
like,
seen it
oh.
already. No, the only funny thing that kept happening is Doug would just go, and then every 10 minutes, Doug would look at
I would check how long it is.
would like take the controller and check out, and he'd be like, how is there another 40 minutes left? Like, you could do a drinking game with every time he did it, and you'd be dead. It would be like 10 shots during the movie.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Just a random thing that happened. I started digging out my old Lego SpongeBob sets after I got cast as Mr. Krabs in a local production of the SpongeBob musical. Ever had something revive your interest in old toys?
Yeah, old toys. When I
Yeah.
go to when I go to conventions, like sometimes it'll be like a toy convention, especially Ninja Turtle shit. 'Cause I had like every Ninja Turtle toy and like whatever. Like there was a Ninja Turtle water bottle I saw. I was just like, because I used to like carry that around everywhere. So yeah, Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters, I think, were the two things I just collected like all the time. When I still see them, like when I see the cartoons, I just immediately smell the plastic of the toys. Like that's how much I remember them.
Firelord Zuko, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, if you need good co-op games, I recommend Shrek 2 or SpongeBob Lights Camera Pants. Both are fun.
Okay, wouldn't have thought that, but now I know.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Jurassic World Dominion is surprisingly looking better with each preview. Animatronics, Jeff being Goldbloomy again, though the biggest rumor is that a bit cut from Fallen Kingdom is being put back in with the girl having dino DNA and evolving supernatural dino abilities. I know it's silly, but it's the last film, so just go crazy on the finale.
I honestly, I kind of agree. If you're gonna do it, just go fucking insane. Because the last two didn't do anything for me, and when I like them, they go more nuts. So yeah, I'm down. I think there's only one movie I like. I think I just like the first Jurassic Park the more I think about it. So yeah, what do I have to lose? Just go crazy.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What charity do you think a particular superhero would get involved in?
Urban Renewal.
yeah, with like throwing people into buildings and stuff. Yeah, that's good.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which MCU hero from the Thor movies was more insufferable? Natalie Portman as Jane or Kate Dennings as Darcy?
Oh, Dennings.
Oh, Darcy, easy.
Yeah,
That's like Natalie Portman was just bland, but Darcy, I'm just like,
yeah,
can we like throw you in an alternate universe?
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. In Multiverse of Madness, it would be wild if the new Blade met Wesley Snipes' Blade. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Devox, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the short movie about the creepypasta The Back Rooms?
I don't
know.
think so. I will look it up though.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, do you have any more plans at one of the chart guys? Just curious.
The funny thing is, like, so they're supposed to get married, but I think the funnier joke would be we just have constant marriage plans for like the next 5 years anytime you see us. And it's never coming together because we can't get all the charts to agree.
Oh shit, like, that's pretty good.
I'm like, I have no problem with the characters being married off because they are a married couple, but I feel like the actual plotting of the wedding is what undoes them, and it's just like they just at the end of it just decide, you know what, let's just live in sin.
What's bringing them together is keeping them apart. I kind of love that.
Yeah.
I also
it was so funny because I kept thinking, I was like, how would we do a chart guy wedding? I'm like, no, it'd just be funny if they never get to that point because it's all about the plans.
Because I was thinking, like, man, how do you do that after like Hyper Fangirl and Devil Boner? But I'm like, that's a good idea. Okay,
yeah,
I dig that.
They're all about the plans. If there's a finished product, that's when they're useless now. All of a sudden, it's like it's all about the plans, so the charts.
Antari, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, remember in your NC review for Percy Jackson in your skits with the generic fantasy characters, you were ruthless with Harry Potter. Did that imply you don't like the movies?
Oh, I like them. I literally just said in the review that came out today, I like them fine. I just don't get into them. I'm more of a Lord of the Rings guy.
I like the first 3, and I like 7B, but I don't like that whole middle slog. And I don't even like the second one. I'm not even a giant fan of. It's like 1, 3, and 7B are like the only ones I really like. And
the ones I really like, I really like 3 and I like 7B a lot. But all the others, I'm like, it's fine. They're okay. But no, I do that because it's the same thing with Pokemon. I know so many people do love them that when they see just Tamra dressed up like a character, just having all these terrible things happen, they're just like, oh, and that just makes me laugh. I can't help it. It really, really makes me laugh. She gets her revenge though, later. She blows up Jubileevil.
Yeah, true. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Mamma Mia, I really hope that you review Mamma Mia too. It's really good, no matter how much you hate the first one.
That's what I hear. No, I hear the second one's actually good. And after seeing Bobbleheads, maybe I should see Sharon something good. So at some point, I'll try and check it out.
You can check it out.
I'm curious.
JCM film student, thank you for the 50 bits. A while ago, I suggested Legend of the White Dragon releasing next year. It's an original superhero property, but it's like The Boys for Power Rangers.
Cool. Try to check it out.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. In honor of Bruce Willis, will you review The Kid? And if you had all the chance to hang out with your 10-year-old selves, what would you do?
Hang out with my 10-year-old self? Oh, I have a long list of like, don't do these things.
Yeah.
What will go wrong? Make new mistakes, my child. Don't follow in my footsteps.
And I've not seen The Kid. I think I might have added it to the list because I do know it's a Disney movie. I always wanted to see it because I heard it's good. So I probably will.
I would also tell my 10-year-old self, it's like, all these things you think are important now as a 10-year-old, it's all horseshit. Like, don't worry, like all your friends, like you're gonna forget all about school and all this stuff. I know it seems like, oh, it's the end of the world if something happens to you when you're 10. It's like you'll be fine.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. September 27th is the 50th. Wow, I can't talk. All right, starting over. September 27th is the 50th anniversary of MASH. Do you think you could do a top 11 MASH moments or review the made-for-TV series finale movie, Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen? That is an extremely good impression, Doug. R.I.P. Mr. Gottfried.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, I'll say the thing I'm not supposed to say. I like MASH, and I acknowledge it's great. I don't really get into it. I don't have a passion for it.
I
So
watched it a
yeah.
lot on Nick at Night, but I have not seen it in 20 years, I
Same.
think.
Yeah. Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, would you ever do an NC of the Patrick Swayze film Roadhouse?
I love that movie. That's Mike Nelson's favorite crappy movie, I think.
You know, terrible confession, I've never seen it.
Oh,
and
you
it
should
looks
read
like
his
fun.
review of it, where he talks about how it's just the greatest movie ever made.
So I should check it out, because I've seen clips and it looks like fun.
Fire Lord Zuko, thank you for the 100 bits. One of my favorite reviews is Suburban Commando. My favorite moment is, I was frozen today! Speaking of that joke, working Yu-Gi-Oh's tea gardener could actually say that as she practically turned into an ice sculpture in an episode, also watching the show in Spanish.
Well, there you go. Coincidence?
All right. Christ!
Gary,
I was frozen.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I almost said dits. For everyone, what superhero that's not American that you like? For example, my favorite is Black Panther, Rip Hunter, Vixen, and Ninjax.
Well, hey, Wolverine, because he's Canadian.
Black Widow. She's
Most anime and manga leads, they're Japanese. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, this is a little harder than I thought. Like, there's actually too many options.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. So I'm actually beginning my X-Men journey by watching the animated series, and I'm quite enjoying it. As a Southern gal, I really love Rogue.
Rogue's one of the best
Great.
characters. I love Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always say the holy trinity, Wolverine, Gambit, and Rogue. Just anything with those three is pretty great. As I get older, I do find I really like Beast a lot.
I like Beast. Nightcrawler was also one I really liked a lot.
Mm-hmm. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll watch Amazing World of Gumball when you get the chance? The first 2 seasons are just okay, but after that it gets really funny.
I'll probably start with the Thursday, because I did try watching the first season, and yeah,
I've seen a ton of really hilarious episodes. I have just been watching them all from the latest
It has
seasons.
to be after the 3rd season. I'll probably give it another chance at some point. It's just finding time. Again, I have to watch so much stuff already. Still trying to get through Peacemaker.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If you could hang out with one Tarantino movie character, who would it be? I'd personally hang with Christoph Waltz's character from Django Unchained.
You know he's a Nazi, right? Oh, no, Django Unchained. I'm sorry.
No, Django Unchained, you idiot.
I thought you said Glorious Bastards.
I would hang out with Bill, because as we both know, Bill has an obvious love for comic books. No, probably Samuel L. Jackson, just from Pulp Fiction, just because his love of a good burger. I'm like, we could connect on that, alone.
I would hang out with Steve Buscemi as the waiter from Pulp Fiction, just to see if he's the same guy from Reservoir Dogs, because that's always been my theory. Like before he did that job. So I just want to ask him that.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Which movie character do you feel the most sorry for? A character that was totally sweet and innocent, yet just had unbelievable suffering thrust upon them. For me, it's gotta be Frodo. He's so pure, yet went on such a hellish quest.
I forget her name, but in Akira, the girlfriend. Not the main one.
What was in it for her?
Yeah, Tetsuo's girlfriend. And she was just so sweet and so nice, and literally the worst fucking things happened to her, and I was just like, this is not fair. This is not fair.
I know, if we're going that route, I gotta go with Nina in Full Metal Alchemist. That is one where I'm like, geez, your own father! I'm like, oh my god, yeah, like that one, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What was a dumber excuse for a main character communicating with someone no one else can understand? The girl understanding the pig because she really took the time to listen in Gordy, or the kids seeing Ghost Bill Cosby because they're in a super dark room in Ghost Dad? So which one's stupider?
Well, okay, which one's stupider, Gordy? Which one's scarier? Bill Cosby in a dark room is just going to be scary.
You had to go for that joke. Yeah. It was the low-hanging fruit, but it was some fresh fruit.
Hashtag cancel Doug.
Jax Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. That concoction in the review looked disgusting enough, but hearing the contents made me mentally throw up in my mouth. You didn't really drink it, did you, Doug?
I had to take a little sip every once in a while. It didn't taste good, but it's not. I've had worse.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Continuing from my post, for the MCU, which X-Men character would you replace from the Fox film lineup? Who would you get for Rogue, Gambit, Dazzler, Kitty Pryde, etc.?
Oh man, I don't know.
Out
just
of
New
everybody?
Blood. The only one I
Yeah.
think somebody had
Rogue, I
questions
want
about.
to be a goddamn adult. That
Yeah,
I
like
think
grow her up, yeah, and have her fly, have her throw robots and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
didn't like what they did with Rogue in the Singer films.
No, with the exception, I think you brought up Michael Fassbender as Magneto. That's the only one where I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing him back, and maybe Kelsey. Now Kelsey Grammer's getting old for Beast. I don't think that would work anymore.
But Michael
Michael
Fassbender,
Fassbender
as he's aging,
Magneto.
can now start to look like older Magneto.
Yeah,
which is
that's the only
great.
one
And he
I would
plays
say.
him awesome.
Yeah. Everyone else, I want someone different.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, last year I watched the movie Vampire Academy, and this one scene confused me so badly that I almost threw a fit similar to you would when scenes don't make sense. There it is, sorry.
Oh, well, maybe one day I'll see it and have the exact same fit.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I don't know if you all saw this edited video that was on Twitter. It's a clip. Oh, I have seen this. It's a clip of Turning Red, where May was drawing in her notebook with a funny face, and it was all spliced together with clips from Death Note. It's freaking hilarious where it looks like May is killing people. You have to see it. It's really good. It is really
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
It's pretty
That sounds
good.
Amazing.
Yanzu, thank you for the 100 bits. Just a quick message. I had forgotten about this, but in your video, Top 11 Villain Songs, you used a song between called Death, Death, Devil, Devil, Evil, Evil Songs by the artist Aurelio Voltaire. Just curious if it was just a coincidence or if you were a fan.
I think I just heard. I'm trying to remember if that's the one. I might be confusing my songs, but usually I just hear them and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. Let me use that in there. But now that I know the name, I'll try to look up even more.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your overall favorite Studio Ghibli movie besides Spirited Away?
Kiki. Yeah.
I love Princess
With-
Mononoke.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, Mononoke is good. I like a lot of those side ones, like Whispers of the Heart, Memories of Yesterday, and then
Is Grave of the Fireflies Ghibli?
yeah, I mean it's really good. I don't like saying it's like one of my favorites, just because every time I watch it, I'm in a funk for 2 weeks. But it's an amazing movie.
Yeah. I've got a soft spot for Castle in the Sky, too.
Patsu, shoot up!
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 90 bits. Who are your guys' favorite characters named Doug, Heather, and Rob? Also, did you ever check out the World War II movie Come and See? Also, would you ever do an NC on the end of Evangelion? Sorry, I'm just laughing at the idea of the NC trying to watch the end of Evangelion.
Yeah, I haven't
Gotta
seen it.
think
I
of
don't have time
characters
to watch
named
it.
Rob.
You know that in Thor Ragnarok, isn't there a Doug in there? It's like a rock monster or something. He like dies or
Yeah.
something. I was like, I'll say that. That's kind of cool.
I don't see a lot of Robs that much. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
You don't see a ton of Heathers outside of the 80s movies either. I mean, I like the movie The Heathers, but I don't think I'd want to be one of the Heathers.
Heather Locklear, come on. Anyone remembers her?
I mean, there is the actor Robert Walker, so I can say I was amazing in Strangers on a Train. So.
There you go. Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, have you seen the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer?
Yeah, it looks good. I don't know how much I can comment on it. It's like, oh, the graphics look cool, but can't say too much else about it. They didn't show much.
Yeah. I am a little, I did say, controversial opinion. Kingdom Hearts fans are about to come for me again. I'm a little kind of disappointed that we're getting some scenes in it's quote unquote the real world, but it looks like Tokyo. that whole first place, he's just in Tokyo, I guess. I mean, I know he's technically in like the world between worlds or something. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts, but where's the Disney-ness?
Oh, they'll get to that.
They'll get to it. I know they will.
That's going to be
but
like Sonic. It's all in a car and in San Francisco.
It's just all in Tokyo. Yanzu, thank you for the 100 bits. So just wanted to ask this to you, Doug. I can't recall if you've ever done a charity shout out for this charity, but if not, would you consider the Trevor Project? It's a great LGBTQ plus charity, and I feel like that could be needed seeing the current landscape in some states in the US.
Man,
Write
it
it down.
sounds familiar. The Trevor
Yeah,
Project.
it's a great charity, Trevor Project
I
is.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere. I can't remember if I've done a shout out for it though. I'll look into it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Let me rephrase my question from earlier. Whose movies have been worse thanks to their studio meddling? Warner Brothers or Sony?
Ah.
Probably Warner.
I
Or
mean-
have been worse.
I would guess Sony, but I'm also kind of a Warner Brothers simp. Like I can't help it. Even their bad stuff, I'm like, I don't care. I still
Sony's like they've imploded Spider-Man twice. So they like the Ghostbusters movies, all of the recent ones sucked. I'm gonna go with Sony, but there is the thing about Warner Brothers is there's a lot more movies that Warner Brothers makes, so maybe their meddling's actually worse. But I'm gonna say Sony.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Which movie has the best audience reaction? Avengers Endgame or Spider-Man No Way Home?
I mean, for me, No Way Home, because when I saw Endgame, we saw it at a theater. The only one we could find, everything was spaced out. There were like lazy boy chairs we could like recline. And like I said, it didn't hold that many. So we didn't get the big moments.
There was during the big battle where everybody came out for the fight. There was
that people are like
bullshit.
People were just kind of relaxed and stuff.
No, they weren't.
Where No Way Home, I think there were just so many great shit. You know what it wasn't? No Way Home.
It almost got annoying though because I felt like I couldn't go 2 minutes without like woo, and I'm just like, okay, like.
You know, I like No Way Home a little bit better because you're cheering and you're laughing at the same. I like that combination.
Mm-hmm.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Have y'all checked out Cinema Therapy yet? If not, please check out their episode A Silent Voice, any of their Disney Pixar movies, etc.
I have. I see it recommended too. I just haven't had a chance to watch them yet.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Any plans to see the Mark Wahlberg film Father Stew? From what I've seen, it doesn't look like your typical feel-good Pure Flix movie. Definitely not.
Apparently, it swears more than Goodfellas. But it's also a coming to Jesus movie.
Nothing about it interested me. I mean, okay, I do think it's kind of cool. Here's a, like you said, coming to Jesus movie, but it's got a lot of swear words in it. There's something kind of refreshing about that. It looks like it is gonna go like kind of dark and gritty. But yeah, nothing about even the casting or the setup, all of it just didn't grab me. So even if it's fine, which I hear
saw
it's just
Brad's
okay.
review, and that convinced me that like maybe I'll catch it on Netflix someday, but I'm not gonna go out to see it.
Pure Flix, Rob.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 50 bits. In regards to the Pauly Shore Pinocchio, Father, when can I leave to be on my own is the new modern day, oh hi Mark.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own?
No, on my own.
Oh, the extra syllable whine.
Yeah, I still like it. Skiddy, skiddy, skiddy. That's the one that gets me.
Fucking movie.
Belle Emily Gold, thank you for the 95 bits. I think Rob saw this. Forgive the repeat. I don't know how to do bits. It's a bit of a cheesy comment, but this is so cool to get to say hey to you guys. I've watched you guys for 11 years now and think you both are very intelligent and awesome and funny, obviously. Love the discourse you invite in your reviews. And yeah, Doug, don't worry if you don't want to do more dark tunes. Do what you enjoy and keeps you feeling creative. I will keep watching.
Oh my god, like
Well,
just feel my
bunch.
ego
We
down
appreciate
here in my head.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you so much.
I feel important all of a sudden.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. So I don't know if you guys saw, but a group of former Blue Sky Studio animators collabed for one last bit of animation. It was a 30-second clip of Scrat from Ice Age finally eating his acorn, and it was as satisfying as Charlie Brown kicking that football or the Trix Rabbit finally eating the ice cream.
Oh,
Or that cereal.
That's
My
awesome.
God, Heather, that cereal.
You think of Blue
Scrap
Bunny?
was the best part of those movies.
Yeah, I just started watching them because I've never seen one. I've only seen those segments with him trying to get the acorn, and I love those parts. About halfway through the first one, and it's not grabbing
It's
me.
just
but I
it's-
should wait. I should see the whole thing.
It's three mammoths and a baby, is what it is.
Yeah.
Fire Blast Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. If you could have a theme park ride based on any movie or TV show that doesn't have one, what would it be and why? That's an interesting question.
You know, there's one, this is probably cheating, but I didn't know it existed, and I found out it did, and they just took it down. I found out it existed when they took it down. It was called something like Garfield's Scary Dream or Garfield's Nightmare, and it's this weird-ass ride that has, you know, like the Garfield drawings and stuff, and these weird 3D monsters, like, coming out at you, and it's all supposed to be Garfield's Nightmare. It was really fucking cool. If you can find it on YouTube, it's like the most awesome thing, and I hate that I didn't know this thing existed. So that's probably the exact opposite of what you're looking for, but I'll say that.
Lord of the Rings, and you ride on fucking Nazgul.
Ooh, love that.
Get those dragons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Rob, in the future, would you like to visit Japan? There's a ton of stuff to do there. I would love to go there someday, especially to visit the Ghibli Museum, Akihabara, Shinjuku, Hachiko statue, etc.
In the future, Japan is the future.
Yeah.
I would
love to
it'd be
go.
cool. Yeah.
Japan's amazing.
I'd love to go to Tokyo. I'd actually like to take the bullet train up north and see some of the more rural areas, and I'd love to get up to Hokkaido. I've always just kind of wanted to see that because the more rural it gets, I don't know, I sometimes find that more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Japan's amazing. Would recommend people visiting. Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. I know what I'd want to see in Multiverse of Madness. Every Stan Lee cameo meeting each other.
Oh man, that takes some fun CGing there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna look, man. I don't know. I'm just already gonna say no to that. It's a no from me, dog.
The Museum of Science and Industry had a Marvel exhibit that was just here a couple of months ago, and they had a wall of Stan Lee cameos, and that was cool.
That's awesome. I like that.
Eastern 57, thank you for the 200 bits. Love the new intro, specifically the shot of the hyper armor. I feel immortalized. Please pass on my thanks and appreciation to Farad, and please remind him how awesome he is.
He is very awesome, and thank you. Yeah, it still looks great.
He is that awesome.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. How far are you guys in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Oh, I finished that show eons ago.
Yeah.
I never saw. I just saw the first show.
I saw the original, which strangely enough I like more than Brotherhood, and I saw Brotherhood as well, right around when it came out. So I don't know how long it's been. 10 years maybe.
Maybe. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Doug, nice Pillsbury shirt. Will you do any Pillsbury commercials for this year's commercial special? Do you guys like any of their products, like their cinnamon rolls, cookies, etc.?
Yeah, man, they're all good. I don't remember disliking them. You just got him going hoo-hoo, and that's all you really have to go off of. But with that said, that might be enough. I'm sure we can get some jokes out of that.
Doug, I dare you to show up to our family's Easter celebration with that shirt and shout, "He is risen." He is risen.
Oh, I love that though. Sleepy Cat Studios, thank you for the 90 bits. Out of all the cons you've been to, has there been a cosplay that blew you away from a TV, movie, or someone that dressed like you?
Oh, I mean, anyone that dresses like me is oh my god, is so cool. Yeah, tons of cosplays. I think anyone where there's it takes 6 people to get in, something like the Hulkbuster or something like that, or a Transformer, any of those are just mind blowing.
There was a Jessica Rabbit and a Judge Doom walking around with a dip canister.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
I don't know why that always stuck out just as something that I always remember. They also I think they did a Jurassic Park one at some point. I've seen them around and they've done, but my favorite is there's a guy who dresses as Uncle Iroh.
Oh yeah,
and
he really looks like him. Yeah,
and he makes the rounds at a lot of these cons, and he so looks like him. You just swear it's just uncanny. I'm I can't believe that they just brought this character to life.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Morbid question, but I thought it'd be fun to ask this. If you could resurrect one legendary actor or comedian from the dead to continue their life, who would it be? I'd personally go with Robin Williams or Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, okay, let's get this out of the way first. That we all know this is a morbid question.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not judging, or like, when it came to a career, Robin Williams had done so much, and it was a career that, like, for me was just kind of at that level. Like, hey, it's Robin Williams. I've done what I need to do, this and that, and then sadly that all happened. Phil Hartman to me was like, it was so close, more at like the beginning of a career where he really could have like taken off, and like to just go out like that, like it still bothers me to this day. So he was such a funny comedian.
I'll give a morbid answer. Walt Disney, because I want to see if Epcot came to life how he wanted, if that would have destroyed him. Because I think
Interesting.
it
His
would have.
creepy
His
1984
creepy
plot
as
to
fuck dictatorship. And I'm just like, we
I would
should
have
have
loved
killed
to-
him.
if they
I
he
mean-
never would have gotten it off like Roy, they all would have stopped him. Like it would have been so scaled back.
I don't know. They were going pretty far.
I don't know. I don't think I think like the shareholders, somebody would have been like, no, we can't. No.
Yanzu, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on older films that are classified as classics being taught in film school still? I can see the reason behind it, but I'm of mixed feelings. Also, side note, the director Ingmar Bergman is on the Swedish 200 kroner bill now.
Nice.
Oh, like actual money bill?
Yeah.
Is that what they mean? Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Kroners,
That's really cool. I mean, most of the film classes I've been to, like in college and high school and stuff, they do a mix. They do classic films and like more modern films as well. I think that's good. I mean, it sucks you can't get like everything in there, obviously, but
I'm always
I think it's a good
amazed
thing they do.
at how many classic films hold up and like have film technique and cinematography and all of these tricks. It's also good to just learn where these tricks came from.
Where even cliches came from.
Yeah, and why they're used, where they came from, how they evolved. Like it informs how you do, and you never know. Like you could be like making a movie, and it's just like, oh, I remember Psycho. I want to do kind of a shot like that, an homage to that. Like, I was watching Darkman, and like the Red Letter Media guys, I think, were reviewing it or something, and they were mentioning how like, oh, and this cool shot, and it shows like the water going down with the eye and everything, and like they never once mentioned it's like it's Psycho, like it's clearly an homage to Psycho. So it's like I think having that kind of knowledge like can make you come up with like interesting shots and way to like kind of reinterpret them. Like Sam Raimi was great at that. Hopefully, still is. So.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm looking forward to playing Kingdom Hearts 4. I never played a Kingdom Hearts game before, and since I have a PS5, I plan on buying Kingdom Hearts 3. Any advice on what to expect and avoid?
Man, just if you play the first one, just know the controls are a little backwards, man. So just keep that in mind. And it's a lot of stuff that doesn't hold up that great. But from 2 on, I think that they're pretty fun. They're pretty good.
Just go in with an open mind. Be ready to accept anything.
Yeah.
Don't think too hard. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I really thought it was going to be something else. And I'm like, oh, like it's this kind of story. Okay. So it takes a little getting used to. But when you do, it is fun. I think that's a good way of putting it. Just be like, whatever comes your way, kind of take it. And if you do, it's a really good time, and even like a good emotional time, too.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 55 bits. Can you do a charity shout out to the Children's Tumor Foundation? They help people who have neurofibromatosis. I'm maybe getting 2 tumors removed next month. Wish me luck.
Children's Tumor
Foundation.
Children's Tumor Foundation.
Yeah.
Sure, I will look into that.
Best of luck, Sleeping Cat Studios.
Yeah.
Fire Blast Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen a horror comedy that had a ridiculous premise, but the subtext was actually legit scary? For me, it's the director's cut of Little Shop and the theme that capitalism will destroy us all.
Never thought of it that. I mean, I guess that's true. I never thought of it from that angle. I'm trying to think. I'm sure.
Cabin in the Woods, maybe?
Cabin in the Woods, yeah.
You know, I'm one of the few people who didn't care for this movie. It Follows. I love the idea. I thought it was done really awkwardly, but I thought the idea was very, very clever.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you plan on reviewing the Suicide Squad in reenactment and have Rob as King Shark this time? Maybe you should dress as Peacemaker or Rick Flag. IDK, I just thought I'd talk about that.
Shark friend?
No, friend. Gotta do this to love, yeah?
Friend?
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that.
Sleeping Cat Studio, thank you for the 150 bits. Have any of you played the game Mass Effect? If so, can you see it as a movie or TV show? I see it more as a TV show. I started playing the first.
I haven't played enough of it. They can make anything a TV show, whether it's good or not. I mean, Cowboy Bebop would be one of the greatest things to see as a TV show, and Netflix couldn't do that, so...
Yeah.
It was a TV show.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like...
Yeah.
Yanzu, thank you for the 100 bits. If you haven't already, Doug, please check out Hell of a Boss. It's the sister series to Has Been Hotel and has 8 episodes on YouTube so far. It's a good balance of dark humor and serious moments.
I think I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes. It's good. Again, it's just finding time.
Cool, and that leaves us just a couple minutes for some highlighted messages here.
All right, hookers and blow, let's go. Oh, wait, are we still on?
Matt Gamer, we have actually already answered this. They wanted to know what the drink from the review yesterday was. It was coffee and chili.
Yes.
Yep.
Lord R. Wolfen says, to Chester A. Bum, can you say, I fought the law once, it won?
I fought the law once, it won.
I love how that almost went Gilbert Godfrey at first.
Almost.
Yeah.
Game Fan says, hello, Doug and Rob. I take it you saw the sad news about Gilbert Godfrey's death. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't say that there. May he rest in peace. Also, Doug, did you hear Earthworm Jim 2 is on SNES Online for the Switch? Will you play that on stream?
I think we did. No, we played the first one.
We did the first one.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a palate cleanser. I do love those games. They're so much fun.
Dom Klein says, when are Chester and Doe getting married?
Oh, well, actually, shit. A Chester and Doe wedding would be pretty funny.
in a cardboard church.
Yeah, shit, that's pretty funny. Oscar the Grouch is like the minister.
It becomes the central conflict for the chart guys who are like, when will we have this moment?
After I'm done planning theirs.
General Kenobi says, would you consider doing a James Bond month?
You know, I like James Bond, but I don't think I'm a big enough fan to talk like passionately about it. Brad talks about them a lot, though. The Simba Snob, like watch those if you want someone that's like really passionate about them.
Harmony Rose, thank you for the 100 bits, and they say, I'm just here to leave a cheesy message saying I'm grateful I found Channel Awesome forever ago. You guys and your great sense of humor always cheer me up when I'm down. Hugs.
Oh,
Thanks, back.
Thank you.
That sounds like Harmony Rose.
Carry Me Out just says, bring back sibling rivalry.
Let's do it. Rob, the Sonic 2 movie was great.
I know, right?
Okay. Oh, there you go. So our review of it.
We could honestly, the only thing I would sibling rivalry over right now is probably Rebels, because we do have disagreements over that.
Well, no, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh yeah, you liked that,
it.
and that movie is actually objectively, factually terrible.
Oh, okay. Well, since you say that.
Just kidding.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 50 bits. The world is an illusion. Buy gold. Bye.
On it.
Great, fantastic. And with that, it's 7 o'clock, so I guess that's just how we're ending.
Gold is an illusion.
But thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. We super appreciate you being here as
really
usual.
funny.
I'd like to remind you that we do have content here 6 days a week, so come on back tomorrow or Saturday or Monday or Tuesday or just one of those days. I forgot to point this out at the beginning of stream, but we do have a sub goal going on, which is super close, and if we are at 200 subs by Monday, one of our tournament Tuesdays is gonna turn into a watch party instead with all you fine folks. Wow, Rob, that was a noise. So hopefully we will get there, but we're so close. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. But yeah, I think that's it. I derailed myself now.
Get back on. Use the
Get
track.
back on.
To the track.
Have a wonderful evening,
Worse than
everyone.
Slam track.
Thank you so much, and we'll catch y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. 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 See? Goodbye. Goodbye.